Good evening. Welcome to the City Council Special Joint Meeting with the Chamber of Commerce on September 19th, 2016. I will call this meeting to order, and if I could have the roll call, Ms. Dixon.
Mayor Slater?
Here.
Councilmember Abraham?
Here.
Councilmember Baker?
Here.
Councilmember Henderson?
Here.
Councilmember Hoderick?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Pennington?
Mayor Pro Tem Pennington called me this evening, and he's tied up at work. He had a problem coming this afternoon, so he will not be at this meeting, but he will be at the City Council meeting, so we'll take care of that absence at that time. It's really a pleasure to be here this evening with the Chamber. And before we start, if we could ask, we'll move around the table and ask that each of you introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about yourself. And on behalf of the City Council, thank you for coming this evening and participating in this first time ever, I believe, Ara. This is the first time that we've ever had the pleasure to get together in a joint meeting. So, Dave, if we could start with you, and we'll work our way back this way.
All right, thank you, Mayor. I'm Dave Vanderplug. I'm the current board chair for the Chamber, and I'm also representing Flagstar Bank, headquartered here in Troy.
Good evening, I'm Rich Majewski, Superintendent of the Troy School District, my first year on the Chamber Board. Very honored to serve in that capacity.
Jill Feeney. I am the vice chair and have been on the board for about 3 years now, and I represent Legal Shield and ID Shield.
Mark Kerchak, I'm the Troy Chamber Treasurer. I'm a shareholder of Dorn Mayhew Crescent Street.
Jordan Katubi with VMware. I've been on the Chamber Board for 6 years.
Phil Monroe, I'm the managing partner at the Capitol Grill, and I've been on the board for 3 years.
Lisa Burden, one of 2 members of Dorn Burden. Our offices are in Troy and Southfield, and I'm the secretary of the board.
Lindsay Williams, I'm Vice President of Government Relations with Delphi Automotive and finishing my term here with the board of the Troy Chamber.
Joe Swervitz, I am a Senior Vice President with Altair, here headquartered in Troy, and this is my going on 3rd year on the board.
Pradeep Sengupta, representing IPS Technology Services. I own the company, and I've been on the board for about 3 years now.
And I'm Ara Tabuzian, President and CEO of Troy Chamber.
Thank you, and once again, welcome. This is a great opportunity for us to meet and share some ideas. We have one discussion item this evening, and we have a video that we're going to show, so this is going to be a pretty packed item for us this evening. We have 1 hour to get this done, and I'm sure we can get in there. Our first item is the Troy City Council and the Troy Chamber of Commerce dialogue, and we have 5 bullet point items that we're going to try and hit this evening. The first one is why the Chamber is important to our community. And if I could, I'd just like to start that discussion, and then I'll ask Ara to continue. But the Chamber, in my opinion, is one of the most important parts of our relationship with the business community. And a couple of months or so ago, City Council decided that we should be a platinum member of the Chamber. And I think it's probably the best thing that we've done with our relationship between the Chamber and the Council, because it's given us an opportunity to go to events that are just for the board, just for small select groups. And I've had the opportunity to meet with the board more than I ever would have met before. So it's been a great opportunity to get together and meet and discuss. And because of that, I think our relationship has gotten much, much better. And we all recognize how important the Chamber is to our community. And Ara, I'm going to just ask you to say a few words, and then I'm going to ask City Manager Kishnick to say a couple of words, and then we'll get to our video.
Sure. Well, I've got a very quick couple of slides I just really wanted to talk about and share with everyone here about the Chamber of Commerce. But first, let me also thank staff and City Council and you, Mayor. We do have a very good working relationship. This is, I think, the first time in a very long time we've had such a cohesive bond, and I think it just keeps growing. And so for that, we really definitely appreciate all the support. Who we are as a chamber, founded back in 1959. There's 5 of us as a staff. I have a vice president, director of member services, director of events, communications director. We have 17 board members total, most of them here tonight. And we have in the realm of 650 members, and it really ranges from small business up to that Fortune 500 company. A few years ago, we moved to 2125 Butterfield, and couldn't be more happier to be in that location. What we do, I like to say that these 4 points really encompass what the chamber does: support, network, promote, and partner. And we do so by a variety of different ways. Committees, our ambassadors that work with our chamber members. We have business development groups, which are really our sales groups that members can belong to and network on a smaller scale. Our nonprofit network is probably one of the largest in the county. We've got over 75 different nonprofits that belong to the chamber. We throw a management conference for them every year. Obviously, a chamber wouldn't be what it is without its advertising and sponsorship, so there's always sponsorship opportunities available. There are member-to-member discount programs, and then also we offer certificates of origin, which are for companies, usually the major companies, that need to really certify a product was made here in the United States if they're shipping overseas, so we do that as well. We've got a number of educational programs that we do. We have focused on these 4 different categories in the past. We've got a workshop coming up this fall at Altair to talk about digital marketing. We've talked about workforce development, certainly your sales, networking, and marketing, different variety of topics. And then we do a series of different economic development forums, do a quarterly forum that is very popular to us. And certainly the networking opportunities for small business is a plus. So I'd like to say we've got something for everybody, to be quite honest. How do we do it? And we've got just sort of 6 highlights here. Troy Restaurant Week. If you live, work, or even breathe, you know what Troy Restaurant Week is. We do this twice a year. Every year it gets stronger and better, and the restaurants do a phenomenal job offering their amenities at some discounted prices. CEO Series, this is a great opportunity for us to bring in CEO of a major company to really talk about how they do business and maybe share their different business practices. And we've had a variety of folks in the past. Tee Off for Troy, that should probably explain itself, our annual golf outing. Step Up to the Plate is a wonderful program we do with the Troy School District where we encourage folks to, again, partner with the restaurants, and long and the short of it is that money goes back to schools, and a school can actually win the Troy schools where they get some money, so it's a great program. Our annual holiday luncheon is a staple within Troy Chamber. We get over 200 people that come to this, and we've got that coming up again this winter. And then again, talked about earlier, our monthly networking events that we do for small business. Partnerships, Mayor, that's something that we're going to talk about today a little bit, and really 3 sort of highlights. One is the school district, and again, I just touched on Step Up to the Plate, but also on the 21st of October, we're going to have an information session with Dr. Macheski to really talk about how can businesses partner with the school district. That's coming up October 21. And then obviously the city of Troy. I've got a few initiatives we've got coming up soon. The video we're going to unveil, PACE program that Glenn Leapin is leading. We're partnering to help kind of push that program through. And then we're going to work with the Troy Library on an initiative for Small Business Saturday. That's a nationwide event thrown by American Express. Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program. This is a program that the Troy Chamber is a partner on. This is a phenomenal resource for small business. It's a free service, and we're helping push that as well. It's a mentorship program, and there's a lot that can come out of that. What did we do this year? Just three items I'll center on. One is our new logo, which you can see on this PowerPoint. We haven't had a new logo in over 10 years, so we're very happy with this. We've got a new website to match it. We continually come up with different marketing ideas to help push membership and our members. And so Inside Corporate Troy is a online video series that we started this year, and every month we air a new video of a Troy Chamber member. The millennials, our young professionals, is a area that we tried a few years back, and we're coming back at it because I think we're probably smarter now, those of us that are older, trying to figure out what the younger people want. So we've started a young professionals group, and so we've got a lot of things that are going on this year. Just to touch on, we've got a number of big events that are coming up for us. The Art of Social Listening on September 28th. This is great brand awareness for a lot of our small businesses. Very popular event that we do called Top of Troy, the very next day, Women of Influence. So we center on CEO women in the community, all different levels as far as small, medium, large business. That's a great event. Our CEO series that I talked about earlier, we're going to feature Illich Holdings. They're going to talk about the new Little Caesars Arena coming up on October 6th. Marketing conference I spoke of earlier at Altair will be called Gone Digital on October 26th. And then on November 16th, our Economic Development Forum, we sort of do a year in review where we capture different segments of industry here in Troy, and they talk about how they've done and what do they see for the future. And then our holiday luncheon, December 15th. We won't unveil yet what we're doing with it, but we do have our speakers, but it'll be very similar to what we did last year. So again, December 15th. With that, Mayor, I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you, Ara. I think it's just incredible how much the Chamber does, and I think quite a few people don't really realize how much you do for the community and how involved you are in the community. So I think that's another great reason to bring this together and get this on the air and promote what you do and how important you are to our community. So I'm going to ask City Manager Brian Kishnick just to piggyback on what I said, and then we're going to unveil the video. And I've had a chance to look at it. It's very, very professional. Well done.
Thanks, Mayor. Welcome, board members from the Chamber. Strong Chamber, strong community, and that one of the things I always tell Ara is, and I mean this sincerely, if you have a strong Chamber, you have a very, very great community. If you have a mediocre Chamber, you have a mediocre community. I don't care how good the schools are, how good the community is, how safe it is. The Chamber of Commerce is so important to being strong, and all the things you just did, like, I know Ara just covered letter D, so I think we can cross that off with all the things that you do jumping around in here. But the other thing, I remember Lindsey Williams asking me when I first met with him, how does Troy become top of mind? My real estate agent didn't even show me houses in Troy when I first came to town, right? And I've grappled with that for a long time, but I know that's a big part of what the Chamber does, is to make sure that Troy is top of mind, and Troy is what people are thinking about, whether it's real estate agents or Altair making new investments and that kind of thing. So, and then the other thing I just wanted to talk about before the video is, I know when Ara and your group moved to Butterfield, I think the timing was really, really significant, because you were having a grand opening, ribbon cutting, and I think we had every street tore up around there. So you'll be happy to know that the construction in the roads is more to normal levels now. So the people who have worked on the video that you'll see, this is an ongoing. A couple of years ago, Ara and Glenn and Cindy and I and the mayor and some council members said, how can we really showcase what the city and the Chamber do together? You do about 25 ribbon cuttings a week, I know, but and what's interesting about that is the businesses, I hear about it, they love it. They think it's just a great thing, but what else do we do? And that's when Ara and Glenn came to the city council meeting and gave a nice presentation. I assume you guys have another nice presentation tonight. But this video encapsulates a lot of that. So Cindy Stewart in our Community Affairs office, who's worked really hard on this with Glenn and CMN to make this a reality, are going to show you the video.
I have to come up to the microphone.
Good evening, Cindy.
Good evening, everyone. We're so glad you're here. Yes, Glenn and I have been working really hard. This isn't it yet. We've worked with CMN. Chris Weigel is the executive director of CMN, and his production coordinator, Kevin Eckert. We wanted to produce this business attraction and retention video to highlight Troy as Michigan's premier address for business, retail, and commerce. And we're home to businesses of all size, from Fortune 500s to small retailers. We know we're the ideal location because of our excellent city services, our location for businesses, and our friendly business environment. So Troy is the place to do business in. With 6,000 businesses, it was very hard to choose who was going to be in the video, so we tried to cover a variety of specialties, such as IT, automotive, medical, financial, and educational. So we're going to promote this video on both of our websites, social media, press release, and we will be airing it on our cable channel as well, and through our city and chamber, our e-newsletters. So with that, I would like to, we'll have Chris, hope that it works, and we hope you enjoy it.
Troy is Michigan's premier address for business, retail, and commerce because we're centrally located. We're close to I-75.
Troy is strategically placed here in southeastern Michigan as the largest city in Oakland County. Whether it's the automotive suppliers that want to be near Ford, GM, and Chrysler, or it's the financial institutions.
It was so wonderful since we moved our whole company here. We've really got the benefits of being in such a centrally located place. It's a hub for businesses. It's been fantastic.
The one thing that I think has been really most beneficial is the wonderful partnerships that we've developed.
I mean, if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't make any other decision.
We've changed our philosophy, business first. What can we do to get you up and running as fast as possible?
We're just very happy to be in the city of Troy.
It's open to doing business, and I think that's key.
Troy, Michigan's premier address for business, retail, and commerce.
Delphi is a high technology company that integrates safer, greener, more connected solutions for the automotive sector. We employ approximately 170,000 people in 44 countries.
Well, Flagstar Bank is a very unique banking organization. We're the largest bank headquartered in Michigan, and we're the 10th largest mortgage lender in the country, and we have our world headquarters right here in Troy.
Tyler is the only software company that's focused strictly on local government, police, fire, and EMS software solutions. Here in the Troy office, we have over 500 employees.
We're Innovative Learning Group, and we are a performance-first learning company, and we create custom training and tools for mid and large-size companies.
So United Shore is a 1,500-person family company here in Troy, Michigan, doing mortgages throughout the country in all 50 states. We're wholesale mortgages, so we're doing business-to-business transactions.
Peter Laka is a global company. We supply coatings into the automotive OE market.
Children's Hospital Michigan is a jewel in this community. It's over 125 years old, and we are just thrilled to be coming out to the city of Troy.
Been here since 1970, and during our time here, we've watched Troy grow around us, and we're so proud to be part of that community. We've expanded our campus 5 different times, and we just completed a $15 million investment in this campus.
Global businesses want to be in Troy because they're close to suppliers.
We looked at Germany, we looked in Italy, we looked in Korea. The range and quantity of automotive infrastructure in this area is second to none worldwide. Prototype shops, test facilities, research centers. Troy is kind of right in the center of it all.
We've had businesses that have been in other parts of Michigan want to come to Troy because we're centrally located.
With I-75, Woodward Avenue, it's very easy to get here.
As a small company, really being here on a main road, I've been surprised how much curb appeal it's given us.
We looked to locate in an area that was convenient for our customers, as well as one that provided the backdrop that shares our values.
Businesses want to come to cities where your infrastructure is good and you don't have to worry about it in the future.
Our students come to us primarily from Oakland and Macomb County, and the road systems here bring them all to this location.
We took initiative to make sure that we had the best roads in the state of Michigan.
We have athletic trainers at both of the high schools here in Troy. We are a level 2 trauma center. We partner with our police department, our fire department.
Our workforce is a pretty distributed workforce. We've got employees throughout the United States, so hotels are a big thing for us.
Office space is number one. The residential community is top notch.
The amenities here in Troy are fantastic as well. It seems like every day there's a new restaurant.
Whether it's restaurants or retails or hotels, you have got everything that you need here in one city.
The best thing that you can ever say to a city is, we want to locate in your city. And then the next best thing is, if you expand, that you stay in our city.
When we located to Troy, built the original 6-story building, and since that time our company has grown, built 2 other buildings on this very same campus. We've engaged the city from that perspective, and they've been very responsive, very supportive.
We've seen our hospital grow from a 189-bed hospital to now a 520-bed hospital. And we've had to work with the city on a number of occasions. And one of the best projects that we did was our bridge that goes over DeQuinder Road. And the city of Troy were just wonderful to really work with.
Our building department, our economic development department, our planning department, they work hand in hand with businesses.
It's really important when you're under budget and in a time crunch that you really have a team working with you, and that's really what I would consider the city of Troy as a team.
Obviously, if anyone has seen the building, you'll know that it is bright colors. It is not a normal building that one would see. The city embraced our concept because they knew that we were building this for children. The entire process was very easy.
Automation Alley is a member-driven organization that really helps technology companies and manufacturers. And we run multiple trade missions a year where we take small businesses and we teach them how to export. We contact companies overseas and they're looking to do business in Southeast Michigan. They come to Automation Alley and we put them up here free of charge, and we use the resources at Automation Alley to really create introductions and help them drive revenue. Since we've started the program, we've had many companies come through and have gone on to build their facilities right here in the city of Troy.
Troy Chamber of Commerce has been in existence for over 50 years. We are a business-to-business, membership-based organization.
The Troy Chamber of Commerce is close to my heart. It's a collection of businesses, but led by a group of individuals that truly care about the business community and are looking for ways to help them advance their businesses.
It's just been an experience that I would have never imagined when I joined the Troy Chamber, but it has been one that's been inclusive.
Whether you're a small, medium, large company, the Chamber is here to provide access and create opportunities.
We invited the members of the Chamber to come to our hospital. Some of their meetings are held here because we really want them to be exposed to what we do offer.
Both the Chamber as well as the city, once we moved into our building, we had a big ribbon cutting, and it was very nice. The mayor came and they actually brought big scissors, and it was really a nice celebration and welcoming into the neighborhood.
We are business friendly. We will help you to get your business up and running as fast as possible.
And we're very fortunate to be able to partner with the city of Troy. We're both operating as a team.
Troy, Michigan's premier address for business, retail, and commerce. For more information, please contact Glenn Lapin, Economic Development Specialist at the City of Troy, 248-524-3314. And Ara Tapuzian, President and CEO of the Troy Chamber of Commerce, 248-641-8151.
Any comments on the video?
Nicely done. Very nice.
I think R and I will agree that, thank you for making a couple of guys that should be on radio look okay on video. But I think it's great work. Took a lot of time to put that together, as you would imagine. And thanks, Cindy, and your staff, and Glenn and Brian for doing that. I think it was a great video representing our city in the chamber. And I saw Glenn Lapin's name on there, and our next bullet point is how the chamber and the city work together, and I'd ask Glenn if he could come up, and I don't think there's anybody that could speak better about how we work together with the chamber than Glenn. Good evening, Glenn.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor. As the video indicated, as our mentioned his comments, as Brian mentioned his comments, we work together on a number of different projects, a number of different initiatives, but most everybody thinks of the chamber and the city working together as they come together for grand openings and ribbon cuttings. There's probably about 50 a year that we do on that, but it goes way beyond just the ribbon cuttings. And even though that's where most everybody knows us for, but we go beyond that. Some upcoming events we have coming, and the Chamber's been very helpful with coming together on the PACE program, which is what City Council approved earlier this year, which is an energy program, energy assistance program that'll help businesses provide energy improvements to their buildings and offer financial assistance to do that. That's on November 3rd at the Community Center. We're kind of working on that jointly with the Chamber. Also, they promote our events as well. So we have a fire open house coming up in October 7th, and they're nicely putting that up there as well. So we have been working on a number of different initiatives over the years. The Chamber's been very helpful in terms of with the library and trying to leverage those library resources to help businesses and getting the word out on that. As a part of that, jointly put together business workshops where businesses have come out, and we had a pretty packed house that one day with Oakland County. Talk about business location services that are available throughout the area and what this area means for their businesses. We plan to do additional business workshops as well, coming up, and we'll continue to work on various projects as well over the years. So we're involved with each other's committees, each other's programs. Troy Business Connect, where we bring together kind of the major stakeholders here in Troy, the Automation Alley, the Chamber, Welsh College, the county, and the state. We meet every so often just to make sure that we're all aware of what each other's doing, because sometimes we kind of go off in our own direction, but we want to make sure that we're all together. So that's always been good to update everybody on what's happening. So Chamber has been involved in a number of that as well. We also have been involved with a number of different projects over the years. The Business Assistance Program, we work together. We target in the Industrial Row area, working with the businesses there. We recommend when I go out to visit a business and we provide business resources to them, one of the things that business will ask is say, how can we get more involved with the city? What can we do in terms of networking? So immediately the Chamber, it becomes a primary source for that. So I refer businesses to the Chamber. The Chamber, when they're out during their day talking to businesses, they may come across a business that is looking towards expansion. They refer that business back to me. I work with our departments as well to make sure that happens. So it's a real symbiotic relationship. We work very closely, and it's been very good and beneficial, I think, to both organizations. Ira, if you want to add to that?
I would add that I would even highlight more that it's such a great relationship. We're almost like an extension of each other's staff. So if we run into a situation where sometimes business doesn't want to necessarily call somebody at City Hall, they'll call us. So it's the city is a phone call away and vice versa. So I would highlight, exclamation point, underline everything Glenn has said. We continue to talk about different initiatives. Both Glenn and I have the exact same economic development background, which also greatly helps. And so we're able to think a little bit more out of the box, to use an overused word, but it helps. And I think it's been beneficial for the entire community. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll continue to do these programs together, and we'll continue to identify new ones, and whatever we can do to help the businesses here in the community, we're going to do.
Yeah, and I know Glenn mentioned the subcommittees, which I think are very important to the Chamber to have these subcommittees. One of the subcommittees is the Hotel and Restaurant, the Hospitality Committee, which is integral, I think, to provide information to City Council by their meetings. I had an opportunity to be there where we discussed the trolley initiative that we have that I think they are just waiting for that to happen, because I think of all of the businesses in town, that might be the one that might help them the best, is the trolley, getting people to move across Troy. And that's a great initiative that we're doing, and working closely with the subcommittee from the chamber. So some of the best parts of these discussions are the interaction that we can have with our council and the chamber. And so we're going to open that up to the last part of this discussion. We can go around the table. I would maybe first ask if there are any council members that wish to say anything at this point. Councilwoman Abraham, do you want to start? If you feel.
What I would like to start off by saying is that. Oh, that's right. The microphone's not working so well.
I think just speak loud.
The first comment I would make is, rarely in the business world do you see a relationship as strong as this. The fact that it's the chamber and the city that's working hand in hand to each group's mutual benefit, but having a lot of respect, and I'd say from the discussion before the meeting started, a really good time while doing that. It's a pretty remarkable thing. The only comment I would make is I'd like to know what we can do more. Seems like we've done a lot in the past 3, 4, 5 years, but I want to know what the next step is and how I can jump in and be a part of it.
Great. Councilwoman Hoderick.
I have to say, I love this video and an All About Me moment. It's when you go around the city, the chamber events we have, when we go to ribbon cuttings, when we talk to hotels that have just opened or businesses just starting, and I always ask the question, did we fall short? Is there something more we can be doing? And they sing the praises of working together with our economic development activity, our planning department. I took some training at the beginning of my council experience through the county, the One Stop Ready initiative that Glenn actually really, was instrumental in helping me to see the value of going to that. And there were members of staff, and they encouraged us, to look at how are we ready for business when it comes, to get them up and running as fast as possible. And they spoke of the value of a strong Troy chamber. And I can't overstate how much I appreciate the chamber, the board that's been coming together, and then the relationship between our activities here at the city and you guys. I see it every time we do a ribbon cutting. We get really positive feedback, and I always wish other members of the community could see that and know it, and this video gives you a quick way of conveying that, and I think that's really a valuable tool. As Councilwoman Abraham said, we need to continue to lock arms and keep looking at what our next opportunities are. And I guess I want you to know, I can't speak for the entire council, but I just know from the incidental conversations, we really want to do that. And it helps make our schools strong, our residential communities strong. And let's think that through, and appreciate everything you've done to help really, really forge a stronger partnership. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Councilman Baker.
About 75% of what I was just going to say has been said, so I'll be a little bit shorter, which is good. I especially want to commend Ara and his staff at the chamber. They are always helpful, always nice, fun, having a good time, but hard at work. Just by the video, and just by, you see Ara all over the city doing things. And I do think, to echo what's been said already and what Brian said, the strong chamber makes a strong community. And the video I love. It makes my job very easy. If anyone says, well, tell me more about Troy, well, here, let me just show you the video. It's great. But I think it is great to see the city doing as well as it is now, and to have a video that was put together by the chamber and the city to promote that and to shine a light on that is great. So thank you, Ara, and thank you, board members. And I know some of you, I don't know all of you. I hope to get to know more of you, and I'll certainly attend more events at the chamber to make that happen. So.
Thank you. Councilman Henderson.
Yeah, great job on the video. I mean, it's one thing to get word of mouth out there and have businesses desire to come to your city, but to have a piece that you can push out into the public to actually promote the great things we're doing in Troy is really a nice thing to have. So kudos on that. But you know, I've been a member of the Chamber business referral groups. I know a number of the board members over time. Ara is just two thumbs up to work with, even to the point where I've called them to go do junior achievement events at grade schools, and a lot of the chamber members come and do the Apt to Succeed program in the middle schools. So, you know, they're very involved in our school system as well. So, great job all the way around. I love every second I have to deal with the chamber. So,
Wow.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think
most seconds.
I think from the council's perspective, anytime that we've asked Ara or a representative from the chamber to be at an event with us or do something in partnership with us, you're always there. I hope you feel the same way about us. When you ask us, I think we try to go. We try to partner and be a good partner with the schools and the chamber. So I hope you get that sense from us that we're here. We will go to anything that you ask us to go to represent the city. So I'll let you maybe ask your board if they want to discuss. Is there anything you want to discuss with us or talk to us about?
Before we do that, if I could add, I mean, thank you. Very kind words about all of us. You know, I can't do my job unless I have a strong staff and a strong board. And it's, you know, you might think, oh, he's just saying it. It's very true. I've worked with different chambers that never leave their office because they can't leave their office. And I don't think that makes a successful organization and certainly doesn't build the bond. So I appreciate not only my staff who's not here tonight, but all the board members that have really given me the license to be able to go ahead and do all that. So all of this, it is truly a, you know, I know we're going to sing Kumbaya in about 3 minutes here, but it is very true that it is a very, it is teamwork, and it's the only way that it works. But I would open it up to our board if there's anybody that wants to add anything to that.
I will say something just real quick. I think what's really been unique about my relationship with, you know, the Chamber of Commerce has just been your passion, and I think your passion, Ara, and the passion that the city has shown to just be successful, to be that. And as a business owner here locally, or, you know, as a leader of the business, I shouldn't say the owner. Strike that one. Too late. But the reality is that, you know, you have a bunch of residents and people that are proud to be here, and I get my teams involved in a lot of the events that are going on within the city as also through the chamber. So the passion, I think, is what I really get excited about. So we thank you for your leadership, and the same to the mayor too. So I think the council, we're very excited about it.
Yeah, and just a few comments I'd say is partnerships are critical across the board. Good partnerships are built on an intentional basis, and I think that's something that not only the board and the city have worked, the chamber and the city have worked really well together on, but another key membership is the schools. And to have Dr. Rich on the board of the chamber, I think, is a really good signal to all of us that there is intentionality about this. We're working hard, we're getting together. You know, we're glad that the schools are on the board. You guys, again, as you said earlier, stepped up your membership to the platinum level. And those are all intentional signs that we want to be a community that really thrives and works together and drives things forward. And, you know, as I'm sitting on the leadership team at Flagstar Bank, that the decisions we make and where we invest, we do look at relationships of the cities, the chambers, the schools, and the communities, that those are going well, and we know we can be successful because there's going to be a dynamic environment within that city for the consumer and the business environments. And in Troy, we've got 3 offices in Troy, and they all are amongst the best that we have in the entire state. And that is a testament to the business community and the consumer community, the retail community within Troy. So it's a great place to do business, and it's a place that's intentional on being successful.
Dave, I guess I'd like just to mention that, and I appreciate you mentioning the schools and stuff. You have mentioned the inclusion of the schools in making this strong community. It's the business community. It's certainly the excellence at the city of Troy. in the school district. But just to give you an example, I'll do a presentation this evening, or we'll do a presentation this evening to our board. Year over year, we're up well over 100 students, and that goes against the trend across the state in terms of K-12 enrollment. So I think that is indicative of the quality that is Troy. And I appreciate each of you and what you do. Makes my job a lot easier. I appreciate it.
And I just want to highlight the fact that Ara talked about how we do things, whether we do things for businesses that are individual business owners, like I am, all the way up through, the large businesses that we have here. And obviously the city has done a great job of bringing those businesses in. But then, what the chamber does, and I think under Ara's leadership has really improved that. We have a lot of opportunities for the large business owners or executives to learn from each other, whether it be at the CEO breakfast that we have, or some of the economic development meetings that we have. I think you've done a great job of bringing people in that small, medium, large business owners can all learn from. So appreciate that.
The one thing I'd like to state is the communication is great. I think both the chamber and the city of Troy have some really great events. I already jotted down October 7th, the fire open house. I bring my son every year. Troy Days, I bring my dad to the classic car show that's at the Columbia Center. A year ago, I took my son to the police open house, and he still talks about 2 canine dogs, Tico and Kilo, that he met that day. So, but that was a year ago, and he still remembers that. So, I hate when I find out that I missed one of these events. So, I really want to drive home that both the chamber and the city of Troy have some great stuff, and we always want to know that it's going on.
Did you want me to talk, Mark?
No, you don't have to.
Looking around this table, we've got the school district, we've got the city council, we have the mayor, there's staff sitting around, large businesses, small businesses. This is exactly what the process that we started 4 or 5 years ago, Ara, when we brought you on board. Thank you very much for everything that you have done for us, and continuing to build these relationships. It's been a fantastic ride.
Thank you. And I just want to say and echo everything that everybody said in the room so far, but having only been in the Troy area for about 3.5 years, I was kind of late coming to the party here, and having been on the board for 3 years, I see a lot of familiar faces here, whether you're in my restaurant, and a lot of people that are in the video there, I see a lot of you in the restaurant dining on different occasions, and just being able to talk to all different individuals outside of these settings, I still see that same passion when you're out there individually talking to me and what's going on in your lines of business, and just seeing how strong the economy is right now in this area, and seeing, the building that is going on, the food and beverage end of things, some of the restaurants and the caliber of the restaurants that are getting ready to make a mark in here. It's exciting to see, and it's exciting to be on the board and be in a partnership with this.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, yeah, what everyone else has already said.
It happens when you go last.
I know, like, really, you put me last? Usually I'm quite a talker. And so the only thing I'm going to say is that Troy is really the heart of Oakland County. I mean, because of its location. I've worked in Troy for 8 to 10 years. Was at a large law firm and just left and started my own. The chamber has been so supportive of that, and my partner lives in Troy, sends her 4 kids to Troy schools, so it really is that, to use another overused analogy, the three-legged stool. And Troy has it all, and so I think that's really one of the great things about the Troy area is it's there, it's got everything, and sadly I don't use all of it as, but like the community center, but I really should.
Thank you.
I won't say much. I'll be very brief. A company like Delphi, we are B2B, and oftentimes we try to figure out, well, what is it that we can do that really anybody in Troy would care about? And I think for it came full circle when Rodney O'Neill spoke at the CEO series, where he actually, we first think, oh God, now I got to get him prepped. First we got to convince him to speak, and then, but he basically wanted to know, what do people care about? He was genuinely interested. So this is someone, first of all, we got to catch him when he's in the country, number one. And then secondly, his interest was, what do they want to hear about? What can we leave with them that makes a difference? So although we're B2B, and many of our executives live outside of the country, they convene here. So it gives us great pride, if nothing else, than to give back. I mean, our team was thrilled to have hosted the retreat. And, you know, one of the things that we put our team on alert for was, at least I did, all of our facilities people, look, we got the mayor, we got the fire department, we got the police department, make sure everything works. But I am pleased to say that we are a proud supporter of the Chamber, and although a lot of what we do is in the far-flung areas of the world, it's nothing like being able to contribute to a community like Troy and call it home for Delphi. So thank you, and thank you for helping make that a reality.
So I'm the last one, right? So, oh, there's one. Oh, you
Oh, you went.
Yeah. Oh,
I was keeping
He just
track.
jumped in on the line.
Save the best for last.
Right. As you can see, that I decided to not to wear just to look distinguished. An odd man out. So just to give you a brief background, I've been with City of Troy, in the City of Troy, living since 1985. So I have been here probably more than a lot of people here, 31 years. And then I have been a member of Troy Chamber since 2003, before you.
I was a baby.
So I would just to add one thing that I've noticed, other than passion, partnership, relationship, etc., right? What I found after I joined the board about 3 years ago, and thank you for suggesting my name, and I got selected, or elected, selected.
Keep going.
So what I find that was extremely sort of important, and it strikes me every day, is the friendship. I haven't seen the level of friendship that we have on board members in any other boards. It's professional relationship, we're like colleagues, but we're also friends. And that's a very important asset. And then I also I have noticed a significant, after you became the mayor, the relationship between Chamber and the city has gone up like significantly. So that is also helping us. Thank you very much.
Well, I think that's a great segue into wrapping this up. I know Ara doesn't like to take credit for what everybody else does, and I don't either, because there's so many people that are responsible for our relationship. But there is a consistent theme, I think, that when we talk to everyone for the past 4 to 5 years, there's a consistent theme, and that's leadership. And that's the leadership for the city of Troy. When Brian Kishnick came here, there was a culture change with the way that we dealt with business and how we got them up running as quickly as we possibly could. When Ara came on board, there is this meshing of the same culture, where what can we do for businesses to get them up and running as fast as we can, because time is money to all businesses. We understand that. Our building department, all of the departments in Troy now, they have timelines. They have ways that they can get things done quickly to make sure the business is up and operating. So it's a culture that's been brought here, and it's something that we just want to continue moving forward. We do have a great relationship. We do have a friendship.
Yep.
But we also all understand that we need to make sure that business gets going as quickly as they can. And they're the number one priority. Business is as important to the city of Troy as any other part. The schools are important, residents, everybody's important, but business is just as important. So I appreciate everyone coming this evening. I think it was a great first meeting for us. So, this council wants to have partnership meetings with everyone. So we do planning, we do the schools, and City Manager Kishnick is making sure that we do this with everyone. So we appreciate the opportunity to meet with you and discuss some things. And the door is always open, and we are going to do this again. I'm positive. So thank you for coming. We have one more thing that we have to take care of in these meetings. There is always public comment. So I will ask if there is anyone in the audience that wishes to speak this evening. I see Jim Werpatinsky would like to say something. Jim?
Yes, I'd just like to
Please
say,
speak.
those that know me know that I value cooperation, and it's love to see the city and the chamber, the school district all working together. And also want to point out that, like on the slideshow, part of the chamber is the nonprofit network, and that's a great organization. They have the annual management conference, they run seminars. That's great for the nonprofits, and I want to compliment you on that. The city's support of some of the nonprofit organizations, in particular the Troy Community Coalition, and Mr. Williams and Delphi. I especially thank you for your continued support of the Troy Community Coalition and our Celebrity Night dinner. So, thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience that wishes to speak this evening? Seeing none. Ara, did you want to say anything before we close? City Manager Kishnick, anything before we close this evening?
There's one trait between Ara and the mayor.
Could you use the mic?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if I want to use it. You want me to say this, but with all seriousness, the one thing I always tease Ara about, but I mean it sincerely in the mayor, is these meetings are, all meetings and all things are always on time. And that's one thing about the chamber. I know people have busy schedules, but even if you don't, being on time and not going over is the best recipe for success. So thanks for doing that.
Thank you again for coming this evening. We are adjourned. Thank you.